What is going on, everybody? Daddy back here for another video on this fine Christmas day, man. I appreciate you guys stopping by the channel once again. It is Christmas Day at the time I'm recording these videos. I have no idea when you're gonna specifically be seeing them, but I decided to record some content for you guys just to get myself in the holiday spirit and to get some stuff on the channel so I don't leave you guys hanging. Especially since WWE really has no shows this week, so I'm only gonna be streaming 2 times, man. Wednesday and Saturday for AEW World's End. Usually I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but there's no Monday Night Raw and there's no SmackDown this week, so gotta wait until January. But I got you guys covered with some pre-recorded content. I appreciate you guys, some reaction videos, man. As I always say, if you guys like videos like this, you are new to do, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button with the notification bell turned on. Give the video a like. Leave me some recommendations and stuff you guys would like me to check out in the future down below in the comment section, man, because I will do my best to get to all your recommendations. And we're going to be checking this out, man, by WrestleMania that came out 11 hours ago. 10 WWE wrestlers who selfishly refuse to drop their championships. Let's check this out, man. I'm kind of curious. I do like a lot of the work that WrestleMania does, and I tend to check out a lot more of their content at some point in the future. But let's check this out, man. I'm pretty stoked, looking forward to it.
Winning a title in a pro wrestling company such as WWE is usually the highlight of a wrestler's career. A title virtually guarantees the wrestler a prominent spot on the card and ultimately more money. However, when the time comes for the wrestlers to drop their title, not every wrestler is comfortable in doing the favors for their opponent. Over the years, wrestlers have been known to pick up a fuss when they've been asked to lose their title, and this in turn has created some rather compelling backstage stories that need to be explored.
I feel like Sasha Banks and Naomi are going to be on this list.
WWE wrestlers who refuse to drop their title. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, WrestleMania Shorts. Number 10. Hulk Hogan. In 1993, WWE were ready to crown Bret Hart as the new face of the company. Hart, as well as being insanely over with the crowd,
nobody was harder than Bret Hart back in 93, 94.
He was the perfect face of the new generation era in WWE. WWE made bold plans that would see Hart defeat Hulk Hogan at the 1993 SummerSlam event, and this would have been in essence a passing of the torch style moment. As we all know, Hogan loved to use his backstage power and politic his way in and out of situations, so Hogan decided he had no interest in putting over Hart and dropping the title to him, so the match never took place. Hart discussed Hogan's refusal to drop the top prize in the company to him in his autobiography, and this is what the legend had to say. "You told me at WrestleMania 9 that you'd be happy to return the favor, and as I understand it, now you don't want to even work with me. You won't put me over, and I'm not in your league." Hogan stood there speechless, so I carried on. "Well, you're right. You're not in my league. On behalf of myself, my family, and most of the boys in the dressing room, you can go F yourself." Number 9. Sable.
I don't think I've ever read a WWE book. Like, I read WWE magazines back in the day, but like somebody's autobiography, I don't think I ever did.
Was because she refused to do business when the time
Sable,
came.
Brock Lesnar's wife now.
To outright refusing to drop the women's title
Luna
to
Vachon, bro.
According to reports, WWE had planned for Sable to drop the title to Luna several times on WWE television, but this never happened due to Sable's consistent protesting, and according to TV tropes, Sable would sometimes claim that she had misplaced the title and didn't even have it with her at shows. Number 8. China.
Wow.
China spent the majority of her WWE career wrestling men such as Chris Jericho and Jeff Jarrett.
So
when
great.
China entered the women's division in 2001,
she had with Jericho. She was the first woman to win the Intercontinental Champion, I
China
believe.
Mixing it up with female wrestlers was something fans were pushing for, but when the time came for China to drop a women's title, she decided to act in a completely unprofessional manner. China was supposed to have a feature-length feud with Lita, and this would have climaxed with China dropping the title to the popular star. However, China had no desire to drop the title to Lita, and soon after their match at the 2001 Judgment Day pay-per-view, she would depart the company, rendering the women's title vacant. Number 7. John Cena. Multi-time WWE champion John Cena
I thought he was known for wanting to put people over.
Power, and Cena did this in a huge way back in 2010. When Jack Swagger won the Money in the Bank briefcase at WrestleMania 26, initial creative plans called for Swagger to cash in on Cena, who was WWE champion at the time. Cena, upon hearing these plans, said absolutely not and outright refused to put over Swagger. Speaking on Talk is Jericho, this is what Swagger had to say about Cena's refusal. The night before Swagger's cash-in on Jericho, I teased it on Raw when I would almost hit Cena with a briefcase. I snuck up on him, and then we had one of his brilliant promo segments. Later come find out, he refused to do the job for me for the World Championship, but we won't talk about that. As
Damn,
Swagger
bro, I had
mentioned in
no
the
idea
interview, he would eventually
Cena was
cash in
like that, man.
successfully on Jericho, and the common consensus
I guess all
from
the Cena
fans was
hate
that
back in the
Swagger
day
wasn't
was,
remotely
you know,
ready for a world title reign. So in hindsight, Cena probably
justified.
made the right call. Number 6, the Honky Tonk Man. When Vince McMahon asked the Honky Tonk Man to drop the Intercontinental
Gunther just
title
beat
to Macho
Honky
Man
Tonk
Randy
Man's record.
Savage, the Honky Tonk Man flat out refused
Longest,
to comply.
IC
It was
champion.
believed that he didn't have a personal issue with Savage. The issue was that the loss would have been on Saturday night's main event, and he believed that losing a title in this match, watched by millions, would have hurt his bargaining power if he wanted to work elsewhere. Honky Tonk Man would discuss his decision during an interview with Wrestling Inc., and it makes for a fascinating insight into the mind of a pro wrestler. It wasn't really about dropping the title. I said, no, I'm not going to do this on television. You want
Now it's the other way around. Usually, like, you never ever see title changes or whatever on, like, you know, random live events or whatever that are not televised. Now, every single title change for the most part, except for, like, maybe, like, you know, there has to be a special occasion, but majority of them only happen on PLEs now, man. So that was a whole different era and a whole different time, you can tell. It makes the title worthwhile, like, if you lose it in front of millions, it doesn't necessarily hurt your credibility now. But, of course, I don't know what it was like back then, you know, so I really can't speak on it.
to do it, I'll do it anywhere else. I'm not doing it in front of 35 million people. I had to protect my business
Bro, 35
too.
million
My business,
people
of course,
for
was the
Saturday
Honky
night's
Tonk Man
main event,
because I
bro.
would have taken it to Turner. I did make a call to Turner and they said, absolutely not. Do not do that on television if you want to come down here with us. We had a meeting and then I ended up staying with WWE, which was probably not the best move of my life because after that, they never trusted me again. Number 5, Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio.
For the most part, Rey Mysterio has had a tremendous reputation for being one of the most professional wrestlers in the locker room. However, in the summer of 2009, Mysterio had an issue with what direction WWE were taking his Intercontinental title reign. WWE wanted Mysterio to drop the title to Dolph Ziggler, but Mysterio refused, mainly due to the fact that he was promised a featured...
Think about that, man. And I didn't even realize this, because back in like 2009, I was, you know, I had just gotten out of high school, and I wasn't necessarily concentrating on pro wrestling, so there was like a period of time to where I stopped watching. The show just didn't fucking interest me anymore. It was the same shit every fucking day. But imagine that, bro. Ray refused to put somebody like Dolph Ziggler over and lose the Intercontinental Championship, but he just recently put over Logan Paul to lose the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, a lot can happen in 13 years, I suppose.
In a lengthy reign with the title. Mysterio had also come off an acclaimed Intercontinental title feud with Chris Jericho, and the Intercontinental title was in such an elite place following the feud that it would have made a lack of sense for Mysterio to drop it so soon. Number 4, Jeff Jarrett. By the time WWE arrived in the 1999 No Mercy pay-per-view, Intercontinental Champion Jeff Jarrett's contract had expired, and he was WCW bound. To get the title off Jarrett, WWE wanted him to lose to China at No Mercy.
I remember Jeff Jarrett more so from his WCW run than his WWF run,
figure, which was reportedly around $200,000. Jarrett claimed that this money was owed to him for prior dates, and McMahon had no choice but to give in to Jarrett's demands. He would then proceed to drop the title as planned, and he would depart WWE, completely shattering the relationship between he and McMahon had for almost 2 decades. Number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Steve Austin,
the
bro.
WWE were adamant on making Triple H the next top heel in the company in the summer of '99. WWE had huge plans for the game, and they were planning on crowning Triple H with his first WWE title win in the main event of the '99 SummerSlam event. Triple H would take on Stone Cold Steve Austin and Mankind in a triple threat match. Austin wasn't comfortable with the idea of dropping the title to Triple H on pay-per-view. It was rumored that Austin didn't think that Triple H was over enough to become champion, and judging by the consensus of online message boards and forums at the time...
Bro, imagine that, man. That's how hot WWE was in the Attitude Era, bro. Steve Austin didn't think somebody like Triple H, somebody of the caliber of Triple H. Obviously, he wasn't as popular back then as he is like today, or even, you know, 10 years ago. But I mean, that shows how much star power WWE had. If Steve Austin didn't think Triple H was over enough with the audience to warrant a title change in the main event of SummerSlam. That is fucking insane to me. Like, just thinking about it. Because a lot of these, like, behind-the-scenes information, like, especially, like, regarding, like, the Attitude Era and stuff like that, like, some of it I know and some of it, it's all new to me or whatever. Because the internet... obviously I was so young back then, but the internet wasn't prevalent like it is today. And I never bothered to go back that far into the interwebs and to like find out a lot of this information. That's why I love checking out videos like this, man. I had no idea this was a fucking thing. I had no clue.
There were a considerable amount of fans who agreed with him. To keep Austin happy, WWE came up with a new plan which saw Mankind win the WWE title, and then the game would defeat Mankind just 24 hours later on Raw to become champion. Austin and Triple H would go on to work together in the months following SummerSlam.
Oh,
it was
the
clear
car
that Austin
spot?
came
That was
around to the
nice.
idea that Triple H was that damn good, as he would put him over on a number of occasions, including the main event of the 1999 No Mercy pay-per-view. Number 2, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels' problematic behavior in the 90s is well documented, and Mr. WrestleMania refused to drop his title on several
This dude
different
was like
occasions.
how CM
One of the
Punk
most
is today,
infamous
man.
times he refused
Maybe a
to do
little
the
bit
favors for a fellow wrestler
worse,
was
I don't
during
know.
his reign as Intercontinental Champion. According to
They
Dean
didn't have
Douglas,
press
the plan was
conferences
for
back
HBK
then. Who
to
knows
drop
what
the
Shawn would
Intercontinental
have said.
title to him in your house 4, but Douglas admitted that HBK had an issue with him and believed he was not at his level. This was infamously around the time period that HBK had a legitimate fight with a Marine and was reportedly unable to compete. Fast forward to HBK's reign as WWE Champion in 1996, and WWE were getting set to crown Vader as the new WWE Champion.
It's
It looked like
Vader
this wasn't
time.
going to go down at the annual Survivor Series. However, HBK wasn't happy with Vader's in-ring work, so he subsequently squashed Vader's push and he refused to drop the title to him. Instead, WWE went with a Psycho Sid WWE title victory, and Vader was removed from the main event scene indefinitely. And number 1, Bret Hart. The Survivor Series
Hart,
1997 is without a doubt the most infamous pay-per-view in WWE history. The event is well known for the Montreal Screwjob, which saw kayfabe disintegrate as Vince McMahon screwed Bret Hart out of the WWE title just before he was leaving for WCW. The reason why the Screwjob went down was because Hart refused to drop the title to Shawn Michaels in Canada. Hart was somewhat willing to drop the title,
bro.
but he insisted that the loss took place within the US. This wasn't good enough for McMahon, who implemented the Screwjob to take the title away from Hart.
Montreal
Fans are split
Screwjob,
on
bro.
Hart's
One
rationale
of the
for
most
refusing to drop the
infamous,
title. On one hand, dropping the title to your arch nemesis in Canada of all places would have been
shoots in
detrimental to
pro
Hart's
wrestling
character.
history.
Yet there are some fans who firmly believe that Hart should have put over HBK on the way out of the door. But there you have it, folks. 10 WWE
Damn, bro.
wrestlers who refused to drop their title. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
More wrestling content, man. I'm gonna have to check out some more of your content, Mr. WrestleMania. Damn, man, we got a lot of information there. Like I said, man, like, imagine your roster being so fucking jam-packed full of fucking superstars that you don't think somebody like Triple H is over enough to warrant losing the world title to him. I mean, that just baffles my fucking mind, man, because, you know, over the last several years, WWE has... They've tried, but I feel like the last legitimate star that they've had is either John Cena or Brock Lesnar. You know, Randy Orton, I guess, too, but it was a whole different time back then, man. It was a whole different time in the Attitude Era. You had Kane, you had Taker, you had Steve Austin, you had The Rock, you had Triple H, you had, Jesus Christ, you had Big Show. Big Show, believe it or not, was a main event guy back in the day. You know, so, you know, the rosters were stacked, and it was definitely not like it is today. And like I said, some of this information I knew, and some of it I didn't. So, I learned something today, and I'm kind of happy I checked this out. Anyway, guys, man, if you guys like videos like this, you already know what to do. Make sure you guys smash the subscribe button, turn the bell for all notifications, like the video, and leave me some comments and some recommendations and suggestions on videos you guys would like me to check out in the future, and I will get to them. I'm going to be grinding my fucking ass off in 2024, man. That is my resolution, even though I don't necessarily believe in New Year's resolutions. But that's my resolution as a content creator for you guys. Busting my ass and producing the best content that I possibly can. So if you want to be on the ride with me, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.